This is just a friendly reminder telling everyone who's watching this episode that it is also still blown out and my voice does not come through clearly. Everything else is fine, but my voice sounds like absolute garbage. So if you don't want to hear breathing heavy in the background, clicking every once in a while, and me just sounding exceptionally loud for no reason, I would recommend you either browse through this episode or skip this one entirely. I mean, you can watch the whole thing. I'd be very grateful for that, but you don't have to put yourself through that torture. Anyway, I hope you do enjoy if you do watch. How's it going, guys? Moonmanzero back again, once again, for some more Subnautica. And today we're going to make this a lore-heavy episode, I have a feeling. We're also going to, if we have time, go back to the good old Aurora and try to get into the captain's quarters. I know we have the code somewhere in our inventory. We also have a message to listen to, which we actually going to do first because I don't want that beeping all the time in the background when we look at messages. But let's go ahead and see what we got.
This is Life Pod 2, coordinates attached. We're way past our safe depth and bleeding O2. We'll have to swim for the surface, but it's 500 meters straight up.
Ooh, 500 meters, huh?
Keep you posted. Out.
Signal location uploaded to PDA.
Oh boy. What's that by? Is that by anything, or is that just straight out into nowhere's land? I feel like that's just straight out in a direction we have not gone. Because the Aurora, I think, is... Where's the Aurora? Blop. The Aurora's over there. We have gone over there. That's where the gun is. So you're kind of in that direction, but you're not quite. So, yeah, we'll go... Wow, she's really far away, too, isn't she? Wow, that is farther than the gun? Whew. Last time I went to the gun, it scared me. I actually went there when I was grinding for all the loot that you saw last episode. And, it was just one of those sheer cliffs again, and I was too scared to go down it, and I just didn't want to. Plus, you know, you guys wouldn't see whatever would happen, but it was one of those sheer cliffs, and I just was like, nope, I'm not really into that, you know? Just not really into that. Not really my cup of tea, you know? But, now we've checked that message, which is very interesting, and we're going to go to the Aurora later. Let's check some of our PDAs, shall we? I know we have about a bazillion of them. I don't know which ones are useful and whatnot. We don't need blueprints ones, so because we, you know, if we get the blueprints and we make stuff, then that's cool. Now we've got Aurora Survivors, Pod 12, Medical. Should we start from the beginning? What is this? Engineering drone log. I don't think we've listened to any of this, so get ready, boys and girls, because this is going to be a long episode and it's going to be a lot of information. We're all going to listen to it together and hopefully come out with a little more information about this place.
Hey, Berkeley. Install that circuit box with that repulsion cannon and you'll punch a hole in the cargo bay.
Damn it, drone. I said propulsion, not repulsion. Recalibrate sensors.
Sensors recalibrated.
Sensors aren't the problem. I tweak the program. It's like you now. It doesn't like being told what to do.
Drone, I know...
His name's Albert now.
Albert, I know it's not your fault, but it would really help me do my job if you'd bring me what I asked for. Thanks for your time.
Propulsion cannon retrieved.
Thank you. Now go away.
Entering hibernation mode.
Boss, this hobby of yours isn't making my job any easier. Or safer.
Maybe so, but it's all that's stopping me from being so bored I take a spacewalk in my skivvies.
Alrighty then. So gave the drone AI that made it want to disobey you, basically? I mean, it made it so it didn't like being told what to do, but it seems a little odd.
My ID says, but I never have been. Cheated the medical exams. What does a doctor these days need to know about manually resetting bones? When was the last time a top surgeon actually cut someone open? That's what the robots are for. Doctors these days read diagnoses off of computer readouts. For that, I'm perfectly qualified. But what good is it when I'm not connected to the main network? I'm bleeding. I've got glowing green pustules growing on my hands. I run a self-scan and it tells me I've got skin irritation. The only thing I studied in medical school was how to lie convincingly. What the hell do I know about how to treat an alien disease? I think I'm actually going to die down here.
Well, you are correct, because, you're dead.
Live pod launch sequence initiated. Entering planetary atmosphere.
My creators, the cherishers and sustainers of worlds, give me this day my daily pleasures as I give to those who seek pleasures from me.
External temperature approaching critical levels.
Show me the path. In life, truth, and love for mine is the power. I am the one. On and off and on again.
Impact imminent.
Life is a game which the universe plays with itself. I am done playing as this bundle of flesh. Return me.
Alrighty then. I feel like that guy was part insane, part very religious, and he thought he was going to die right there, which, I mean, in all fairness, I'm pretty positive he did. But, you know, I'm glad I wasn't the dude sitting next to him in that life pod and listening to him blabber on when I'd just be wanting to try to survive at that point. I feel like I've maybe heard this one. Nah, we'll go ahead and listen to it anyway.
It's the day of the crash. I don't know what the heck is happening. I'm scared and I'm not going outside. There are shadows in the water under the hatch, but I can't tell if they're rocks or aliens. And there's weird-looking caves nearby. The Aurora was carrying everything needed to build the phase gate. Mobile vehicle bays, bioreactors, propulsion cannons. It had a cinema. There was a zero-G gym. My cafe. I don't understand how we're here now. I don't know why no one's coming for me.
Well, nobody cares, that's why. They aren't coming just for you. They aren't coming for any of us, to be fair. Somebody did come for us, and then he got blown out of the sky by a giant laser beam, so I doubt we're getting anybody else. Lifepod 19 Second Officer Keen's crew log. To all crew, if you are reading this, then you have followed the automatic distress signal broadcast by this Lifepod's onboard computer contrary to my orders. I have been forced to evacuate. Your orders are to disregard my safety and attempt to reach the designated rendezvous coordinates at the nearest landmass. I hope to see you there.
Don't let them down. Captain, you need to evacuate.
Did I already listen to part of this?
Keen, this is Aurora. Come in. This is Keen. Lifepod detached to OK planet fall in 30 seconds.
The computer has identified a landmass at the attached coordinates. I want you to regroup the crew there.
Understood, but
They are your responsibility now. Don't let them down.
Captain, you need to evacuate.
Negative. You'll need the ship in one piece if you're going to contact HQ on the long range. I'm attempting a controlled descent.
Captain!
Yeah, I don't think he made it. I'm just gonna be honest, I don't have high hopes for the captain. He tried his best, though, it sounds like.
You really think it'll carry two of us?
Your regular sea glide tows a mass of 80 kilograms at over 30 kilometers an hour. The power cell rigged to this one should double that.
You think there's something out there that's faster?
Oh, sure. And that's assuming it doesn't overload 3 meters from the life pod.
You're calm about this.
I'm seeing the engineering problem. If I stop seeing the maths, I'll be terrified.
Alright, well, I'd definitely still be terrified. I'm still terrified when I go out there without a suit like the prawn. So, I'd be terrified if I was you as well.
To any Altera crew. Landed in area of significant alien activity. Encountered predators in the Leviathan class, highly aggressive. Spectroscope scanner assigned species designator Reaper. One specimen attempted to swallow the life pod, doing extensive damage in the process. Only viable option is to make for the safety of the Aurora crash site. I have retrieved a data box with the creature decoy and enough resources to fabricate a couple of them. The swim's longer than the decoy lifetime, but it should just be enough to keep them busy. If you don't find me on board the ship, presume I miscalculated.
Yeah, he miscalculated.
Ma'am, I need you to stay calm. We're not in immediate danger.
Where are the rescue teams?
The Aurora didn't make it.
So, where are the rescue teams?
They're dead, ma'am. We have rendezvous coordinates, but the routes are radiated.
So, what are you going to do?
I'm head of human resources, ma'am. This is not my expertise. But the PDA says if we can find some lead, we can make radiation suits.
Out there! I am not setting foot outside this life pod without the proper protection.
Don't worry. I'll go.
Well, that sounds, sad.
What are you doing? You were gone so long. I thought you drowned.
Put the flare down!
I was going to try and attract someone's attention.
That's not a distress flare! Stop waving it around like that. You'll catch the fuel line.
Yeah, well, that... I would have not wanted to have been paired with her either. All these people seem very erratic. Some of them seem idiotic. You know, some of them are pretty calm about it. The lady in the last one was pretty calm. The guy that was talking about the engineering problems, he was pretty calm. Most of the other people have been insane. The captain was pretty calm about it. I mean, I don't know about calm, but he was really thinking it through. It just didn't work out for him.
I've tried everything. The analysis circuits on the fabricator are fried. Can barely manufacture the most basic of materials. Want a battery? Here, have a children's toy. Need deep-sea diving equipment? Have some lab tech. Hungry? I'll turn that fruit into dust for you. I'm going forward with trial and error. I hit every button here has got to make something useful eventually.
Well, maybe. Maybe. Alright, so that's the Aurora survivors. We also have another message now, apparently. And we got data downloads, we've got codes and clues. It seems like we have more of them. So we'll check those here in a second. Let's go ahead and see our new message here. I know we're not going to actually physically get much done today, but lore-wise, oh no.
Destroyed. Mode. Patrol. New targets unaccounted for. 1.
I'm sorry? I hope I'm not that target. Hopefully. I'd rather not be. If I could help it. Alright, I'm stuck on the bed. Okay. Well, that was an ominous message that came out of nowhere. It's strange that our radio signals kind of picked that up. I mean, just a little bit. Alright, well, I'm gonna ignore that for now and hope I'm safe inside my nice little base that they definitely couldn't tell is handmade by me, but, well, not handmade, but made by me. Alright, high security terminal captain's quarters. This has the captain's quarters code, which is nice. Life pod 4 transmission origin. This is how we found this. Just as received, life forward with the attachment. Okay, no, we don't need to worry about that. Life pod 6 transmission origin. That's the one that sank 400 meters northwest. Life pod 4. Life pod 7. I think, yeah, we found life pod 7. That was the one in the crags, right? Distress signal has been received, life pod 7, but the attached coordinates were corrupted. Last available photographic data was downloaded and analyzed. Crew reported problems with their onboard fabricator, sunk to 200 meters in the area, low ecological activity. Transmission origin, approximately 1 kilometer southwest of the Aurora's stern section. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we already found that. That's how we had the other, data up here about them, about LifePod 7, I think. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we found it. And then notes to self, nothing, we've already looked that over. Another code we already looked over. So the only one we really need is the captain's quarters with the 2679. And then we go to what? Degassi Survivors? Oh yeah, this is the Degassi one we found earlier. So let's start with number 1. What do we got? Oh man, we got 1, 2, 4, and 7, 8, and 9. They're kind of out of order, but sure.
This island is a godsend. Look out of the window. No predators. Fresh food.
No building materials, nothing left of the ship. And your kid says we're gonna starve without more grow beds. Speak up, kid.
It's true, Father. The natural growth rates are too slow to keep supporting us.
All I'm saying is ocean's got us surrounded. No use hiding. Sooner or later, we'll get our feet wet.
The rest of your life may have been a fight made up, but I've made my decision. You want to forfeit your emergency pay to take a swim? Go ahead.
Believe me, I'm thinking on it.
Alright. It's an interesting group of people here. Somebody's stubborn and doesn't want to get in the water, which is, in that situation, is not ideal if, you know, you're trying to actually survive, but, you know, it's understandable, considering they get in the water and that's probably how they meet their demise.
Son, I said wait for the storm to pass. Your life's more valuable to me than a plant patch.
You stopped being in charge when the ship you were captaining sunk.
I'll stop being in charge when you take charge of yourself.
Say, Chief. Chief,
What?
you know how to drain those grow beds of 40 tons of stormwater? Or how to conjure food from the air?
I know how to prioritize.
I'm just saying, if that's so, what's your boy's life worth to you today? If tomorrow you're gonna be so hungry you start wondering what he tastes like, let him go deal with the plants.
Son, go deal with the plants.
Bart, Torgal has disembarked the habitat.
Interfere with my family again, and when rescue arrives, I will leave you here. Do you understand me?
No rescue coming, Chief. Not in time. No staying here neither. This rain keeps falling, sooner or later this place will be buried. Only choice we got is whether to get buried with it.
She's thinking a little straighter than the chief. The chief really is hoping the rescue arrives, but you can't always count on that. Can't always count on that. And now we're gonna skip 3, which is unfortunate. So we're gonna miss some of the good old party, but because I think we're gonna skip. If we found these way down at 500 meters, I'm assuming we're gonna skip from land straight to the sea. But I guess we'll see.
What is that thing?
I don't know. I found it outside in the sand.
Part of another ship?
None I've ever seen.
It's not even scratched.
Don't fool around with it. It might be worth something.
Stand down, Chief. If it were gonna crumble to dust, it would have done so when I picked it up.
It's glowing.
We're not the first people to come to this planet.
People. Maybe. Could be aliens. Could be the damn sea monsters for all we know. One thing for sure, we ain't gonna find out by staying here.
She's very determined to get in that water.
Please, stop fighting and listen. We're sick.
What?
How?
You've been coughing, right? Feeling itchy? Blisters?
Yeah.
The biometrics would have warned us if we were sick.
It's something new. It's not in the database.
Come on, then. What's it gonna do? Turn us inside out? Dissolve us into jelly?
It's an alien bacteria. It's everywhere. Every organism on this planet. It's altering our genetic code.
How are the creatures surviving if they're infected?
I don't know yet.
Want me to cut some of them open for you? Find out what makes them tick?
No.
Tell me what you need, son. Materials, equipment.
Just... Can I have some quiet? I need some time to think.
Alright.
Margaret, Maida has boarded the habitat.
What are you so happy about, Maida?
Say, kid, I brought you something.
Is that a Leviathan outside?
Towed it home on the back of the sub.
You killed that thing?
It's still breathing. I was about to finish the job, but I can stay and chat if you'd like. No? Then make yourself useful and pass me that hardened blade.
Are you out of your mind? You brought that thing here? What if it's not as dead as it looks? What if others come?
You prefer it got curious and came of its own accord, or got messed up and dragged here?
When we get off this planet, I am going to drag you through every court in the damn Federation.
Alrighty then. Well, I don't know about bringing a Leviathan there. That could have been definitely bad. And what kind of Leviathan? It didn't say it was a Reaper. It just said it was a Leviathan. Also, it says that Bart and Paul talked somewhere in there, but I only heard Paul that entire time. Maybe I missed it, but I don't think Bart actually ever spoke in that entire conversation. Alright, this one's called Disaster, which doesn't sound good. It's a little unfortunate that there's no, well, at least I'm sure there are, but I'm curious what the other logs we're missing are that actually shows them getting to the point where they're 500 meters below the sea.
I have had it with you, risking our lives.
Oh, stow it, Chief. The kid can't kill this disease without fish to study. I'm just bringing him home.
What? Tell her. Tell her I'm right.
You're both wrong. Marguerite, I can't find out how they resist the bacteria if you slaughter them all.
It ain't always they oblige in coming in alive.
He means you're being reckless.
Father, the outcome's no better if we hole up in here and don't go outside. That we have to find a middle way.
There is no compromise. Not while she's on my sea base.
Your sea base?
I'm going outside.
Bard, Torgal has disembarked the habitat.
Bart, come in. It's dangerous. Damn it, boy. I know you can hear me.
Chief, get off the radio and put on your helmet.
What?
Brace!
Well, that was the end of them. That's pretty much the end of that story. They're gone. But then there's a log from Paul. Is this? I think I've already done this. What about the end?
Came out of nowhere. An alien kraken, bigger than a cyclops. Tore a hole clear through the reinforced hull. I barely got my breather in time. I told her. I said others would come. Rupture threw me clear of the habitat, and the monster turned and bore down on me. Just as its tentacles came within reach, Maida appeared out of nowhere. She had a sea glide in one hand, a jagged piece of scrap metal in the other. She meant to butcher that beast or die trying. The last I saw her, she had the metal lodged in its neck as the monster did its best to shake her, contorting off into the darkness. I'm certain she got her wish, one way or another. Then I thought I saw a light deep below me. I hoped maybe Bart had swum clear. I followed it. Now I wonder whether I saw anything at all. Our oxygen is low. The habitat is gone. I can't see the sky. Something surely has the scent of my blood.
What an unfortunate end to the Degassi. It is pretty unfortunate considering they're probably one of the longest surviving groups, maybe the longest surviving group other than myself, of course, which I guess doesn't really count, but let's go on and see what else we've got. I don't think there's anything else that is going to be great that I don't have to read. I like actually listening to them. Hopefully you guys too. It's just good knowledge. It's good stuff to hear, you know, the lore and what actually happens. And they kind of give you hints, like, you know, he saw a light down there, so maybe down by that habitat there's maybe something else. It's telling us there's maybe a secret somewhere towards the end there. I mean, he's wondering if he saw anything. Maybe it was just from him dying he saw a light, but at the same time that kind of hints at there being maybe some secret thing that's shiny or bright that can bring us somewhere. And unfortunately, before we go on, I wanted to say, for one, the map's amazing. It's great. But I wasn't able to make a buoy for where we were, which actually, the good thing is, when I looked at the map, when we were down there, it's almost directly below this rendezvous point, somewhere in this area, but you can't see it. It does show heat vents, though, and it also shows wreckages, which is awesome. So as we pass wreckages, it does show them, which is great. It even shows them near us, but it also shows like the ones we've been to, and I'm pretty sure we've been to literally all of these, including this one. This is the last one we were at. I showed you guys last episode. It had the stuff for the Cyclops that we can't make. I still need to check the shield generator, though. I might be able to make that, but I'm gonna have to go with a guess that I probably cannot, because I haven't seen any new materials in quite some time. And that's probably just because I haven't gone far enough down in the environment to actually get anywhere. All right, Crater Edge. Geological scans of this area show a steep decline in all directions. This data is consistent with this theory that the aurora crashed on the edge of a 2 kilometer by 2 kilometer volcanic crater. It has likely been millennia since an eruption reached the surface, encouraging the ecosystem within the crater to flourish. The ecology of the trench surrounding the crater supports only 2 kinds of life, microscopic and Leviathan class. Exploration is ill-advised. Okay, so what you're telling me is I was correct, that the edge of the map is just a sheer cliff and there is no real bottom, but you'll never know because all there is down there are those crazy glowing monstrosities. That's what you're telling me, right? I think that's what they're telling me. Alright, well, that's another reason I wanted the map, because I really want to be able to see the edge of the map. It would help me immensely with finding when I needed to stop going forward, because there's no actual boundary other than death. So, that's great. Good to know. Good to know. Indigenous life forms. That's a bunch of things that nobody cares about. Unless it shows some of the monsters. But I don't see anything other than trees and mushrooms and that sort of thing, so nothing great. Okay, leviathans. The reefback leviathan. They count him as a leviathan? Well, he's a very nice leviathan. Curious if they showed how he was reactant towards us, but it doesn't show it. Scavenger and Parasite, the Cave Crawler. I need to do more scanning of those guys, but man, I don't want to get near anything big to scan it. I'll tell you that right now. Anyway, it seems as though we have pretty much checked everything. The bioreactor on plants, where organic matter is plentiful but sunlight is not a reliable bioreactor, will frequently prove the most efficient power solution. Cool. The nuclear. I wish we could get the nuclear reactor. It says we have it for. I mean, we got it for this, but we don't actually have enough points for it. Enough pieces for it. I need just one more. It sucks that I don't have that one. Renewable energy sources will usually be sufficient for maintaining a small outpost. For everything else, there's nuclear power. Powered up by 4 replaceable uranium reactor rods. Do not attempt to replace reactor rods without full radiation suit. Do not attempt to overclock the reactor. You can overclock a reactor? Like a graphics card? Alright. Well, I mean, obviously you don't want to overclock this reactor, but nuclear is ideal for energy-intensive operations such as a self-sufficient colony supporting more than 20 people, industrial outposts operating multiple docks and heavy machinery, research stations housing live specimens. Can we make a research station that has a Reaper Leviathan just live stuck in it? That'd be kind of neat. Probably can't, but I mean, I also wouldn't want to get near one to find out, but would be neat. Thermal plant. First rule to survival in hostile environments is to work with the resources available. If it's 800 degrees outside and you're in danger of burning to death at any moment, you may as well get some cheap, reliable energy out of it. It converts heat energy into electricity. Always take thermometer readings before attempting installation. Core mechanisms are housed in heat-resistant chassis, but are not impervious to extreme temperatures. The thermal power plant is hot. I see what you did there. Got the Cyclops, we got the Prawn Mark III, huh? Yeah, all the way to the Mark III. Cool. I do wish we could put a missile pod on you. That would be... if we could put a missile pod on this bad boy, like, he would be unstoppable. Straight up just unstoppable. But I also wouldn't mind putting the missile pod that we can make for the Sea Glide on, or the Sea Moth, but we don't have to obviously make the missiles. And I just don't have the materials for that, because they're like crazy materials I don't have yet. So, that's about it. I'm not really going to look through the rest of this, the equipments and stuff. I think we've looked through enough when it comes to lore today. There's nothing really else here. We've gotten 2 messages, one of them being very frightening and ominous, the other being very helpful and a little sad, because you know they're dead. You know they're not alive anymore. They're just really, really deep in the ocean, and hopefully they have something useful for us. That's all I can hope for, because we know they're not alive. We're not going to just show up there 500 meters below and be like, hey, what's up, guys? You want to party? It's not going to happen. But I was going to go to the Aurora today and do that but all of the lore lasted a little longer than I thought, and I know this might not be the most ideal ending, but it is a pretty decent sized episode for just checking out lore, and that's all I planned on doing one of these episodes anyway. I kept planning on it. I knew they were stacking up, and we just stacked up just perfectly to make it almost the size of an entire episode. It's a little short. I do give you that for our Subnautica episodes, but like I said, we're gonna have a few short ones just to see how it feels out. Maybe it'll be better short anyway. Maybe this game was meant to be just a little bit shorter, cut together, just a little shorter, get more action out of it, less grind. That's why I didn't grind on camera when I grabbed all the materials. I just think it wasn't necessary. I haven't built another base or anything. But you guys let me know down in the comments, do you want to see the grind? Do you want to see, I don't know, do you want to see longer episodes? Do you want to see shorter episodes? I've had some actual comments in life that have told me that they would like to see shorter episodes, but who knows? We'll see. Either way, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you guys for watching. If you did, leave a like down below, and I will see you guys for the next episode of Subnautica. See you guys later.